Hi, it's Captain Mike. Today we are going to have some fun with bezels. These are the inexpensive type. I bought them on Amazon or eBay or both, can't remember. But it's been a long journey getting to this particular point right here. Originally, I started off wanting to have a way to make a necklace other than the standard wire wrapped arrowhead. Anyway, I want how to make a presentation for an arrowhead. Problem is, with most of the arrowheads that I make, they're three-dimensional. They are napped on both sides, and they don't lend themselves well to putting in a bezel. They're just a little too high because I start with 1/4-inch material. I had experimented previously with taking a 3mm piece of glass and just napping one side and leaving the back side smooth, which makes it work very well for putting in some kind of a bezel. And so that's where I started. But even before I bought these bezels, and had let this idea congeal in my head, I had been gifted with some bezels by Susan McGarry at artifil.com. Susan has a lot of great jewelry tutorials on her YouTube channel. I will put her website and her YouTube channel in the comments below, and you can visit there. But she gifted me with a couple of packs of these, and I did a video on these, on putting little daubs of glass that I make. You know, if you fool with glass much, you have all these little scraps, and you at some point in time you've needed something, you know, to a round piece, so you made some. So I had the video made of that. My granddaughters love these things. She took a couple of these and made them herself. But that's the one. That's the gallery pendant. No, excuse me. This is the gallery pendant. I just showed you the pebble bead pendant. I got them mixed up. So anyway, the gallery pendant is, you can just put two 3mm pieces. In this case, there's a little mirror I cut. Do anything you want to do. And I put a couple of pieces of dichroic in there, and you glue them in place, trim them to suit you, and you have a nice little pendant. So you can see all about this both on my website, and my video rather, and on Susan's video. But that got me started with bezels and got me thinking. And so I got online. Well, actually, what really the next step was, a friend of mine does turquoise jewelry, and I said, wow, it'd be great to get some sterling silver bezels. And I found out right quick that I didn't want any sterling silver, I can't even speak, silver bezels. They're too expensive. So I got these Chinese made ones, and they're nice. I ordered up a gazillion, as I do everything. I've got round ones and square ones and bronze ones and silver ones and everything you can mention. You can also get the really swell little glass beads that go with them. Some come with the glass tops, and you can order the glass tops separate. But that's what you got there. And I ordered them all up. And I said, well, we're going to make the arrowhead thing. Well, when they got here, I just kind of got lost in thought. First thing I done was order, at the same time, I ordered a bunch of eyeballs. I had some idea, and I said, hey, these eyeballs look neat. I run across them on Amazon, and I said, for what they asking, I'll try them. So that's the first thing I done. again, the kids just love this stuff. So I made them some dragon eyes. And it just exploded from there. The next thing I tried was not encapsulating, but embedding some of my ceramic work in a bezel. So this is nothing but a ceramic scarab, and I just poured it in some polyurethane resins that I have, and it comes out kind of cream colored white. And that was the first one. I just poured it in there, dropped the little beetle in there, just settled to the bottom. Fortunately, it didn't run over, and it worked out pretty good. The next one I done was to take and put an arrowhead that I had in some clear resin, and I added some gold to it. And I didn't put quite enough in it, but I could see where I was going with this. I trimmed on another one. I trimmed one of my little beetles so that it would fit down into this hole. This is a ceramic beetle. Glued it in, and it worked great. My wife had given me a whole bunch of stuff she didn't like. These things right here. I thought they were glass. They're not. They're ceramic of some sort. The first one that I did, I just ground it on the edges. You can see that it's kind of white around the edges. And I could have ground the back down so it would fit, but it was an experiment. And I glued it into that bezel, and it worked great. And then I found out in this here, there was another size, and it's perfect. Boom. I haven't glued it in yet, but you know, the possibilities are endless. Well, I got to wanting to add some flash to these bezels, and I couldn't come up with anything. And I thought I had some holographic tape left over from my fishing lure making days. So I went into the great old big box of stuff I've got and was looking for that flash. I couldn't find it, but what I did find was a bunch of old Christmas wrapping paper that I had saved from years ago. Don't throw anything away. These are the only 4 colors I have, but it's real thin. It's mylar kind of like stuff. It's kind of the same stuff they do balloons out of. On the back of each one of them, it's the same pattern, only it's silver. So you've got 2 options. Most of these have a pattern on them, except for the gold, which I really like, and it's got the little sticks and all. So I said to myself, Self, why don't you cut some and in the shape of whatever bezel that you have and go from there. And so I did. And let me back up just a minute. Before I even got to that, what got me onto the holographic stuff was a piece. I said, let me put a piece of dichroic glass in one of them. So I got a piece of dichroic glass, this regular 3mm dichroic glass, and I was going to put a piece of clear on top of it and melt it down and put it in there and come out real fast. Found out real fast it was too thick, wouldn't work. However, the one little 3mm works fine in there if you wanted to just glue that. It's a lot of grinding, it's precise, you may not get what you want, but you could put some clear epoxy in there. Be careful, don't run it over, and it would fill in the voids, and it would be pretty nice. But from the dichroic, I went to the holographic, thinking that I had the fishing lure stuff, found this, and I started cutting. I can't cut as well as I used to, Hood. This one is not really good. I cut the heart first. It's got gaps all in it. Blah, blah, blah. I should have given up then, but I didn't. The next one, I actually took my time on. This one is a finished product. And that is nothing but the holographic or dichroic. I guess it's some kind of dichroic. I don't really know. But it's holographic paper or mylar. I cut the little heart. I glued it in. And I put the clear piece of glass back on it. And it is really nice. I did a gold one. I mean, it's super, super, super simple. And then I started just kind of dropping things in and working on it. Because I have this whole, every time I go on eBay, it's not a good place for me, and Amazon is not a good place for me. Because I find all of these little fittings, I mean turtles and feathers and you name it. And when I find some, if 10 are better, 100 is great. I order up a pile of them, so I've got a lifetime supply of this stuff. I got cocopellis, I got dragons and crosses and lizards and turtles of every description. And you can kind of see here what I have done. I cut the little round piece, and it's not glued in there, so it's not smooth. But when I get through, I will glue it smooth. I will glue my cocopelli on there, and I'll encapsulate the whole thing with clear resin. The same thing with my little dragon. And he's on gold, but you can flip it over, it's silver. And I will encapsulate the little dragon. The same with the cross. Little lizard. I just picked these colors out because it's the colors that I have. And of course, you know, I got turtles of every description. Little bitty turtles, big turtles. Some of these will be encapsulated. Well, actually the tall ones won't. Little one will be encapsulated. The rest of them will just be basically sunk into whatever color resin or whatever background that I want to put on there. These bezels come, like I said earlier, in every shape that you can imagine. You can just have a ball. The number of possibilities that you can embed are endless. Just get online and dig up things that you like, that you want to try. Because we're not talking a lot of money here. We're talking, all this stuff is rather inexpensive, so you can afford to play. I take a Sharpie in whatever shape that I'm going to use, and I lay it on my Mylar, holographic material or whatever, and I draw a line usually on the silver part, or on the back. If the back is lighter color, you can see it. And then I take a pair of scissors and I cut it out. In this case, it's that color, and it's that color. It doesn't matter, you don't care. Just how I do it is what's important. And then I can take that and you can trim it. You're probably better than me. I'm getting older and I can't see as well as I used to, and can't cut as well as I used to. I keep trying. You guys, I'm sure all of you all are much better at this than me, and you'll have great results. Now, I'm going to touch on this one other thing right quick, and I'm going to leave this video with you. This is something that I really found interesting. This stuff comes from the Dollar Tree. $1 for, it's 15 feet of this stuff. 15 feet on each roll, and it's about, 2.5 inches wide. These are the only colors they had, but I'm sure at some stores you can find more. It's holographic, and it is sticky. It's duct tape. Duct tape. And I just took a piece, cut a square piece, stuck it down in my bezel, took a tool and went around it, got it stuck down as best I could, took an X-Acto knife and trimmed it. Now, that's the good part. The bad part is I had a little difficulty getting the cut where I wanted it. You probably can't see it real good, but the color come back from the edge a little. I'm sure you can do much better. Get you a sharper instrument or whatever, because if you're going to use this and you're going to put something in it, that might show. However, when you put the glass in it, it's perfect. Now you can just, it's all by itself, it's neat. And you do craft shows and you want some really nice, unique jewelry that's not expensive, but is easy to make. And, this is the way to go. This is not sterling silver. It's not anything other than what they call Tibetan silver. It's some kind of pot metal. I don't think things like this turn your neck green anymore. I think that it's perfectly safe. But, it's just not high quality super stuff. But it's pretty, it's neat, it's affordable, and you can play with it. And that's what I do. I like to create it. When I walk away from this project, I probably won't come back to it unless one of the grandkids wants to build a necklace. I'll get it all down, I'll show them how to do it, and that'll be it. With me, it's all about what can I do inexpensively. And trust me, free wrapping paper. This stuff is all over Amazon, every color imaginable. So you don't have to use the wrapping paper. You can just get anything you want. $1 a roll. And have at it. Get you some dragon's eyes. All these findings like this I have here. And some resin. And I'm going to do a video next on resins. And maybe that'll help you a little bit. But pretty much that's it. That's my tutorial on how I have taken inexpensive bezels and embellished them and made them into what I thought was some pretty neat looking pendants. So, if you have the bezels, give it a try. I hope I've provided you with some new information. And one last tip on parting. This is the tip for today, if you will, is once you get these pendants made, if you don't want to do necklaces, this is a great idea. Take a pendant of your choice, subject of your choice, get you a little piece of this fake rawhide. If you have real rawhide, that's fine. This is fake. Get you some findings. If you don't have a gazillion of them like I do, go to Hobby Lobby or Walmart and get you some findings. Cut the pieces of suede or whatever it is to about this length. Ta-da! About this length. Makes a great thing to put on the rear view mirror of your car. And that's what I would do with that. And you can give them as gifts, sell them, whatever. But that's the tip today. That's what you can do with a pendant other than wear it around your neck. So folks, that is my video for today. I'm Captain Mike, and I'm out of here.